Bonjour tout le monde. So you're going to take notes from this screencast about adjectives. Today in class you had some papers, little cards that you worked with, and you tried to make correct sentences. As you worked, you came to realize something about these cards, especially the ones that we use to describe the people, places, and things that were in our other cards. So you need to be in your packet and you need to take notes on page 19, and then on page 20 there should be some room to do some practice exercises. So as you need to, pause this screencast and go ahead and copy down this material. What we're going to start with is talking about what adjectives are. They are words that describe people, places, and things. In French, adjectives are often used with the verb être, which we know very well, to point out the qualities of nouns or pronouns. So le cours, which is the class, le cours is difficile, or if you're talking about yourself, je suis optimiste. You need to make sure that you are writing down and that you know what all of these words mean, all of these adjectives mean in English. Many of them are cognates, like these are, which means they have the same or similar spellings and meanings in French and English. Write them down and I will give you the English for them. When I see your notes, I want to see that you have both the French and the English words. The first is amusant, which means funny. Brillant means bright. Charmant, charming. Différent, different. Élégant, elegant. Impatient, impatient. Indépendant, independent. Intelligent, intelligent. Intéressant, interesting. Occupé is occupied. Patient is patient. Poli is polite. And réservé is reserved. Again, if this was too fast for you, you can go back a little bit and you can pause as you need to. Now, one of the things we need to know with our adjectives is they are going to agree. So in French, most adjectives agree in number and gender with the nouns they describe. Most adjectives form the feminine by adding a silent e with no accent to the end of the masculine form, unless one is already there, and we're going to see words like that in a moment. Adding a silent s to the end of masculine and feminine forms gives you the plural forms of both. So let's look at a few examples. With the masculine singular, we have a subject like Henri. Henri est élégant. This is the word we learned from the list a couple slides ago. Now let's look at the feminine. Patricia, which is a girl, est élégante. Do you notice how we add an e at the end? If we take both a masculine and a feminine word and simply add an s to the end of it, we get the plural form. Henri et Jérôme sont élégants. Patricia et Marie sont élégantes. So you'll notice that the S here is silent. You may have also noticed in pronunciation that this E, it is silent, but it makes us pronounce the letter that comes before it. Did you hear the difference between élégant, élégante? Notice that we use the masculine plural form of an adjective if we're describing a group that has both masculine and feminine nouns. So if you're combining Henri and Patricia, you would write élégant the way we have it down here with the S, the masculine plural. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try a few examples. So when you come in with your notes, you're going to show me that you were able to use these cues and to write complete sentences. So you're going to pause here, you're going to write your sentences, and we will go over them in class. When you're done with this section, there's more, so you'll hit play again and you will continue to take some notes. In addition to the adjectives that we just talked about, here are a few that end in "e". If you look on page 26 of your text, you're going to find that they were all there. So you notice how agréable means nice or agreeable, désagréable, disagreeable, difficile, difficult or hard, égoïste means selfish, optimiste, optimistic, pessimiste means pessimistic, sincère means sincere, sociable is sociable, sympathique, or the French like to say sympa, means nice, and timide means shy. So notice how they all end in "e", except for sympa, which is an abbreviation of sympathique. Some adjectives that end in "e" already, and whether they describe a singular masculine or feminine noun, hey, bring in that little typo there for extra credit. Show me that you found it. So masculine or feminine nouns, they don't change endings. For the plural form, we do add the S again. So here we have a few examples. We have la fille est timide. You notice how that ends in an E. Le livre est difficile, which the book is hard, and that still ends in an E. And le professeur est sociable. The teacher is sociable. In general, when we see an adjective that ends in an "e", generally, that'll give us a clue that what we're describing is feminine. But there are these few that we talked about that always end in an "e". So your job is to memorize the ones that are taught to you as they are taught to you. Read through the notes that are given on page 26 of your book. Go through this screencast again if you need to, and take your notes. Go over these adjectives, repeat them to yourself a few times. Do what you need to do. Put in a little bit of time to memorize these. Your practice for this set of notes is going to be in your textbook also. You're going to do it where the homework is, and you are just going to go to page 26 in your textbook, and you are going to complete exercise number 1. It's talking about how Olivier is bragging about himself, but his younger sisters Stephanie and Estelle believe they possess the same attributes. So he'll be saying something about himself, but they will also be saying, we are this way as well. And you are just going to write out the sentence that's in there, and you are going to add the last word to the sentence, which is going to agree with the two girls. Use the model that is given to you. Okay, thank you very much. That is it. Merci. Bon weekend.